What's up, adventurers? Today I've got more twists for you than a mimic in a furniture store. Ever wonder what happens when your paladin starts eyeing that throne a little too eagerly? Or when your rogue suggests a heist against the temple they're supposed to be protecting? That's right. We're diving into the murky waters of the ethics of playing evil characters in D&D campaign. So grab your character sheets and moral compass and ask your DM because you might need it. Because we're about to explore the good, the bad, and the downright dastardly of embracing evil alignments at the table. So what's the appeal with playing evil characters? I'm going to kick things off by talking about why someone might want to do so. I mean, who hasn't been tempted to unleash their inner villain every once in a while, right? I mean, I'm even currently playing a Dark Urge character in Baldur's Gate 3. Playing an evil character can offer a fresh perspective and open up storylines that just aren't available when you're always playing the hero. But here's the thing. It's not just about twirling your mustache and monologuing about world domination. An evil character can be complex with motivations that make sense within the game world. Maybe your character believes that only through control can there be peace, or perhaps they're out for revenge against a corrupt system. By exploring these darker motivations, you can add depth to your role-playing experience. It can challenge you to think differently and can lead to some fun and truly memorable moments at the table. Now, let's get into the thick of it. The moral implications and how playing an evil character affects group dynamics. D&D is a collaborative game, and introducing an evil character can shake things up in both good and bad ways. On one hand, it can create tension and conflict that drive the story forward. Imagine the party discovering that one of their own has been making shady deals on the side. That revelation can lead to intense role-playing opportunities, but on the other hand, if not carefully handled, it can lead to real-life frustration. No one wants their epic quests derailed because the party can't trust one another enough to share a campsite. So, how do we navigate this? And this is super easy. Communication. Communication is key. Before bringing an evil character into the mix, have an open discussion with your DM and fellow players. Set boundaries and make sure that everyone is on board with the idea. It's all about ensuring that fun is had by all, not just the person plotting in the corner. Like main character syndrome hits real people. All right, now let's look at some creative ways to incorporate evil characters without turning the campaign into a chaotic mess. I'm not just going to lecture you about the do's and the don'ts. I'm going to provide you some reasonable advice. Number one is the redemption villain. You can play an evil character who's on a path to redemption. Perhaps they've committed wrongs in the past and they're willing to seek ways to make amends. This can create a rich narrative arc and give other players a chance to influence your character's growth. You could play the necessary evil. Your character does bad things for what they believe are good reasons. Maybe they use unethical methods to gather information crucial to the party's quests. This adds moral complexity and sparks interesting debates within the group. You could play the double agent. You're secretly working for the antagonist, but grow to genuinely care for the party. This can lead to dramatic reveals and tough choices. Just make sure that your DM and players are comfortable with the secrets at the table. And in one of my campaigns, one of my players is secretly working for the BBEG, and he doesn't even know it yet. Maybe that's a spoiler alert, but I don't necessarily think he's evil, but he might think he's evil at the end of the... Really good at that. Remember, the goal is to enhance the story, not hinder it. Use your evil alignment as a tool to add depth, not as an excuse to derail the game. All right, Dungeon Masters, it's your turn. Handling evil characters requires a bit of finesse. Here are some tips to keep your campaign on track. First, establish clear guidelines. Even before the campaign starts, discuss with your players what is and isn't acceptable. Setting expectations early prevents misunderstandings and murder hobos later on. You're going to want to integrate backstories. Use the evil character's history to weave plot hooks that benefit the entire party. Maybe their old criminal contacts provide valuable information, or perhaps their past actions bring new challenges that the group must face. Then balance the spotlight. Ensure that the focus doesn't shift entirely to the evil character. While their storyline can be compelling, other players need equal opportunities to shine. And finally, encourage character development. Provide scenarios that challenge the evil character's belief and may inspire change. This not only adds depth, but it can lead to satisfying character arcs. By thoughtfully integrating evil characters, you can create a richer, more nuanced campaign that engages all of your players. Players, if you're taking on the role of an evil character, here are some strategies to make sure that you're adding to the fun, not subtracting from it. You're going to want to be a team player. Yes, your character is evil, but that doesn't mean that they can't work with others. Find common goals that align your interests with the party's objectives. If you can't work with others, why are you playing a game that works with others? Avoid PvP conflicts. I'm here to tell you that player versus player anything, it seldom leads to anything fun. Stealing from or sabotaging your players, pushing them over because it's funny. Fellow players might seem in character, but it often leads to frustration. Keep the conflict in the narrative, not at the table. Communicate your motivations. Share your character's goals with the DM and possibly with the other players if appropriate. This allows everyone to understand your actions and adapt accordingly. And now you're going to want to embrace growth. Be open to your character changing over time. Maybe the relationship they build with the party influences them in unexpected ways. By playing thoughtfully, you can enjoy the complexities of an evil character without stepping on anyone's toes. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're in a campaign where your group is tasked with stopping a war between two kingdoms. Your character is a warlock with a pact to a dark patron who thrives on chaos. You decide that the best course of action is to fuel the conflict to appease your patron, but you also genuinely care for your party members who are striving for peace. This internal conflict can lead to compelling role-playing opportunities. Maybe you secretly sabotage peace talks, but when confronted, you have to choose between your loyalty to your patron and your newfound friendships. This scenario not only highlights the ethical dilemmas, but also pushes the story into exciting, uncharted territories. Speaking of diving into uncharted territories and narratives, if you enjoy this exploration and want to support the channel while getting exclusive content, consider joining my Patreon community. Your support helps create more in-depth discussions like this one, and you'll gain access to behind-the-scenes insights, bonus episodes, and even a chance to influence future content. The link is in the description below. Now, I want to talk about some additional tips for both players and dungeon masters. For the DMs, introduce moral dilemmas that challenge all characters, not just the evil ones. This levels the playing field and encourages group discussion about the best course of action. And for the players, if you're not playing an evil character, think about how your character would realistically react to having one in the party. This can lead to authentic interactions and potentially powerful moments of conflict or reconciliation. Everybody can utilize in-game mechanics like alignment shifts or curses to reflect the consequences of your actions. This adds tangible elements to ethical decisions. By incorporating these elements, you enrich the gameplay experience and provide a more immersive world for everyone involved. I'd like to know your thoughts on the subject if you want to leave them in the comments below. And if this topic has you itching to discuss and debate, why not join my free Discord community? It's a welcoming space where you can engage with like-minded fans, share your own stories, and be a part of an inclusive TTRPG environment. Link is in the description below. At the end of the day, playing an evil character in D&D is all about balance. It is a dance between embracing the darker aspects of storytelling and ensuring that everyone at the table is having a great time. When done thoughtfully, it can add layers of depth to your campaign. It can challenge your role-playing skills and create unforgettable narratives. Playing an evil character is not always negative, though it has a negative connotation. I hope this video helps change that. Remember, the key is communication, respect, and a shared commitment to the story you're all telling together. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the ethics of playing evil characters in D&D. If you found this discussion helpful or thought-provoking, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights and adventures. Until next time, my friends, keep rolling those dice and may your quests be epic.